Hello, I would like to start this training by making few promises to you. Today I bring to you a card full of promises. I promise to make this training as simple as possible. I will try my very best to make this training as straightforward as possible to enable you to obtain a high level of assimilation. And also, in order not to introduce ambiguity, I will go ahead to use plain English, pictures, diagrams, and animations where needed. Permit me also to make an assumption. Yeah, you know the saying, assumption is the mother of all screw-ups. I know, that's true. But what if we don't do it? Then what do we do? Without assumption, sometimes we have nothing else. So in the course of this training, I will assume that you know little or nothing about statistical analysis and how to use analytical tools like SPSS. Yeah, this is coming with a very good intent to carry everyone along. Whether you're a dummy, a beginner, an intermediate, or a pro. So, let's ask ourselves a question. What is SPSS? SPSS is an analytical tool. SPSS stands for Statistical Package for Social Sciences and is one of the most frequently used software among psychologists, sociologists, clinicians, linguists, and many other fields to perform statistical computations. But you know what? We can liken SPSS to a laboratory, to a medical laboratory. Think of SPSS as a laboratory where you run many lab tests. But in this case, it is no longer a medical test. Rather, it is a statistical test. The sample used is not a blood sample. Rather, it is a data sample. Let me break it down for you. Think of this. Darlene has malaria and was asked by a medical doctor to run a test. She then went to a medical laboratory and her blood sample was required to run the tests. In this lab, several other medical tests are being performed. Let me say things like malaria, typhoid, H. pylori, HIV. This is synonymous to SPSS. Let's say in this case, Darlene was asked to run an independent sample t-test. After gathering her data, she went to an analyst. The analyst demanded from her the data sample for the test and used SPSS to run the test. Remember, in SPSS, several other statistical tests are being performed like ANOVA, regression, chi-square, etc. So in the previous case, blood sample was demanded, that's for the medical laboratory tests. While in the latter case, data sample was demanded, that's, let's say, SPSS laboratory tests. And also, there are some things SPSS would do for you. SPSS can tell you the statistical test to run on your data sample. Just like most times you need to go to a medical doctor to tell you the type of test to run. Sometimes those medical lab scientists won't tell you the type of test to run. They will refer you to a doctor. So SPSS can tell you the statistical test to run on your data sample. SPSS won't report, interpret, or discuss your result for you. So, in our next lectures, I will talk about the basic terminologies that will need to guide us through the course of this training. But for now,